All right, what's up, people? What's up, Zaravak? I don't know if I ever fucking pronounce your name right, but I pronounce it consistently. And you can always correct me if I'm wrong about pronunciations, unlike some other fucking. But hey, that gets to the topic. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm hoping this will be a short topic, although it'll probably be a little bit longer than I was planning because chaos magic. Like, what are my fucking thoughts? Because I'm so fucking important that it matters what the fuck I think, right? And that even gets to the fucking point. Let me try to nutshell this and then let me give a little bit of commentary. So basically, the idea behind chaos magic, at least as far as I understand it, and I could be wrong. I mean, I do have a red ladder in my fucking room because I'm too short to play chess. I mean, look at this shit, bro. I'm too short to stand up and play. I gotta sit on a fucking ladder. I gotta stand on a ladder. You gotta wonder, like, I must be like almost like an Ant-Man or some shit. The way I understand chaos magic is the idea that paradigm doesn't matter. That what really matters is the will of the magician alone. Which means that you can basically, if you have a strong enough will, if you have a strong enough like understanding of, I don't even want to say fundamentals, although I would say that you have to have some understanding of fundamentals. But as long as you have a sufficient willpower, you can basically turn anything into a workable system. That's my understanding of chaos magic. And surprisingly enough, I agree with that. I've even fucking argued that about systems as flawed as the Necronomicon, for example, or the Simonomicon, to be precise. So yeah, I do think that really the will is fundamental in magic. I mean, look, look at what my will has done. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but let me digress on that a little bit more. Insofar as I don't think it can be a choice, because I do think that there is an unconscious aspect to magic, in the sense that you have to kind of, I'm going to use this word and you're going to think that I'm being negative, but I'm not. You have to kind of naively view something as being true in order to make it work. Because if you know you're bullshitting, then you're basically EA coeting. Yeah, I'm going to have to tie it back to that motherfucker. Of course, everything. And I was having an interesting conversation with a brother that I consider, one of the few people that I really respect. And we were talking about this in relation to Michael Ford and the video I made. And I was basically like, I see him as basically kind of interpreting things in a way that are ahistorical, meaning they might not be true in the sense of that they're historically true, but that he believes them to be true from his perspective. And so they work, if that makes any sense. Like, there was a guy that I debated, and the video's still up. It's one of my oldest videos. A guy named Warlock Asylum. And mad props to this guy for even showing up to the debate. But because he got demolished. But that's not the point. The point is that he believed the Simonomicon was a legit grimoire. And he's based his entire fucking magical practice on making that a reality. If he knew better, if he knew what I knew and what I know and what most people with 3 digits in their IQ know, although I'm giving him 3 digits too. I'm not trying to disparage this guy. But if he knew what the most of us know, then it wouldn't work for him. Because there has to be a certain level of, you have to shut down a certain part of your brain in order for the other part, some people would say conscious versus subconscious versus unconscious, all that bullshit. Call it what you want. But chaos magic is, it's basically like, because you hear these stories about people that like, oh, I summoned Darth Vader. But did you? Come on. Dude, I get what you're fucking doing. Not you, Zervak. I'm talking about these fuckers that say they summoned Darth Vader or some shit like that. Come on now. You didn't really do that. But maybe if you had a weak enough mind, and especially in our culture today, and you thought Star Wars was fucking real, or I summoned, Chris Hemsworth Thor, Donar or Thor would be totally different if you really summoned him or whatever the fuck you want to do. Invocation, normally you don't invoke. Normally you evoke. Or do you? Now see, I should probably make a different video on that. I think I did one a long time ago. I probably just got rid of it. But there are certain spirits that you evoke and certain that you invoke. And normally those two types do not, cross paths. Normally you invoke a god and you evoke a demon or a, what might be called an animal or hostile spirit. So that's kind of the way it works. And that's why I get pissed off when people use words wrong or pronounce words wrong and shit. And I'm not perfect either, but what I'm saying is that there are certain paradigms that have been tested and tried over time and have proven somewhat successful, although nobody's out there conjuring gold coins, if you catch my drift. Most magic is what's called low magic, or what LeVay called lesser black magic. Greater magic, which is, as Crowley said, ultimately, envisions the conversation with the holy guardian angel, which again that's a paradigm. And if you can see through the paradigm, it's not going to work for you. Holy shit, 6.5. I went too long. This is supposed to be a 2-minute video. But hey, why cheat you out of a fucking video? Because you're one of my favorite people to interact with on the fucking YouTubes. But the idea basically is that with chaos magic, the idea is that the will is strong enough that if you really truly believe in anything, it doesn't matter how stupid or retarded it fucking is. Sorry I said the R word, but at least I didn't say the N word in this video. Yet, that you can basically reshape the world as you see fit. And of course, this is all subjective as to how you do that. But I mean, what are my thoughts on it? I think it basically, to me, it's a meta-analysis of magic itself. Meaning that if I saw any value in chaos magic as a system, it would be as a meta-analysis. It wouldn't be as so far as like, how can I judge the system in and of itself? Because it's not really a system. It's not a singular system. I know some people try to say it is, and they talk about Azoth and all these, weirdo, whatever the fucks. I mean, one of the, if I could show you, hold on, wait for this shit. Right there. Historically, that's where chaos magic came from. There was a guy named Ariok, and he was the god of chaos. If you go back and you look deep enough, you'll find that that's where it came from. It came from Michael Moorcock's Elric saga. Seriously. Look it up. And also to that other motherfucker, or she's a chick, I think. I'm right in the pronunciation of Goetia. And you know it. I proved it. I fucking sent you the fucking link to the pronunciation. Not done by me. You might think it was done by me. But hey, whatever. No, seriously, all fun and games. I don't really take any of this shit too personally. It's like, who's my favorite Pokemon? I don't have one. I mean, most people would say Pikachu, but Pikachu is actually probably one of the weakest Pokemon. You know what I mean? But hey, chaos magic is more, in my opinion, a meta-analysis of magic itself. And in that sense, I think it is somewhat valuable. I think that you can learn something from that in order how to, if you get to the higher teachings in other schools, it might make some sense. It might make some sense to totally deconstruct your own methodology, your own approach to these type of things. Like when you do sit in a circle and attempt to evoke to physical appearance or whatever the fuck, what are you actually trying to do? Those questions are valuable, I think. I have my own answers, but they'd probably disappoint you. I'm going to stop this at right about 10 minutes, so have fun with that, if it made any sense.